What's up, guys? Today's video about the pod is about AI and my opinion on whether or not you should focus on AI as a career. So the video will be very shaky because I'm filming it in my Tesla and it's shaking. But I do want to get this out here as I'm heading to business school right now, and I feel like I've been learning a lot about large language models, artificial intelligence, and AI. So I want to get this out while it's still fresh in my mind. Okay, so for me, two big players in the AI game, three big players right now. For the AI that we're all interfacing with right now, it's ChatGPT and Bard, right? Those are the two big AI platforms we use on a daily basis. Those two AI platforms require hardware or GPUs to run and do this AI business. And the largest producer of these AI chips or fabs is NVIDIA. So this is the way I'm seeing it. We have three major players. They all rely on NVIDIA for their chips to run this AI thing. China is overinvesting about $5 billion or so in AI research, which is pretty penny. And a lot of companies are relying on Taiwan because that is where NVIDIA produces their chips, right? So there's kind of like this whole infrastructure that we're starting to learn about. ChatGPT, which is built on OpenAI, and Microsoft owns about 49% of ChatGPT. Sam Altman's back at CEO, and then Bard and Google. Bard, which is Google's AI, is their next big thing for AI, and it's their number one priority right now, right? Right now, ChatGPT has the lead because they have more users, they have an established large language model, and they're actually charging and have a subscription fee for ChatGPT, which is about $20 a month to use a premium feature ChatGPT. And if you're not using it, I think you should jump on it because it's probably one of the better technologies I've ever worked with to this day. Right now, it's being integrated with Bing. So whenever you have a ChatGPT search, it used to be limited to 2021. Now, GPT-4, which is Microsoft or AI ChatGPT's latest product, can utilize Bing when doing your research, and I've seen it being very pretty accurate. It's pretty nice. It's actually very good. Bard uses Google, and it has up-to-date information right now, where you can basically do a search on Bard and it'll utilize Google's search engine, and Google has the best search engine right now, right? And a lot of people aren't switching from Google to go to Bing, whatever it may be, just because of it has a very basically sticky user base where a lot of people are stuck and want to use Google because they really like how it works and they really like how the research works. So everyone's using that. My thoughts, I don't see people leaving Google to go to Bing because of ChatGPT. They will use ChatGPT, which will use Bing, right? That's where I see it going. I don't see people leaving Google to use Bing, right? Google has like the lion's share of the marketplace, and they're sometimes even dubbed the monopoly for having such a hold on the search engine market, right? So that's what it's gonna be. But I see ChatGPT kind of maintain this lion's share. I think Google's gonna stay the search engine, but ChatGPT, OpenAI, and Microsoft, they're gonna be the ones who have the lion's share for this artificial intelligence race we are at right now.
Now keep left to stay on
I think having Sam Altman, who has such a great track record with tech companies, being the president of YC, Y Combinator, which is the Bay Area's version of like our Harvard, where all the greatest startups have come from. I think that's a huge advantage for them. because he has such deep networks in the Silicon Valley. So that is great for them, and their AI side, right? Their new board will allow Sam kind of to have more free reign to grow and shape the company OpenAI as he sees fit. When he was ousted from OpenAI, they basically told him, you gotta leave. What's coming out now is that the team are getting closer to AGI, and it's scaring people. So that's the reason Sam was left, cut out. But then they had basically a coup where they kicked Sam out, but about 95% of the employees started to quit, even the board members started to quit if Sam was not brought back on. So fast forward, now Sam is back as the CEO of OpenAI, and he replaced the new board. The important part is that there is a new board, and the only person on the board that they kept was Adam D'Angelo. And I think that was a great move by ChatGPT OpenAI, because new board, new members, new faces, they have a better sense of strategy, and Sam is basically the one in charge right now. Adam D'Angelo, great technologist, was the CTO at Facebook with Mark when he was around 24 years old, left that, built Core to $1 billion company. So you have some big players in the game. Also, I believe you have the previous CTO of Stripe. Stripe, one of the fastest growing companies, built by brothers from, these two brothers from MIT. I'm blanking on their names right now. But Stripe is another darling of the Silicon Valley, where it's a huge payment processing system. It took the CTO of Stripe, brought him ChatGPT and OpenAI, and now he's helping out with this. Personally, I think OpenAI, ChatGPT, is one of the most important startups we have right now in the world today because of artificial intelligence. You need to think of it. Early 2000s, it was the .com boom. Now it is artificial intelligence. And there's this race to get to AGI. And I personally am not too sure what AGI is. It may be a buzzword that everyone's saying, but it's rather important. The fact that Sam was kind of pushed out because he's getting so close to this product that we're starting to see. I will make future videos on AGI and where I see it going as this technology begins to progress. But what I think you should do if you're trying to learn about artificial intelligence is you should learn about large language models, just kind of what it is for beginners. Learn about ChatGPT, OpenAI, how it's created and why is it important. You don't need to get into technical weeds, but you just need to understand enough to see where the world is going. Because I think if you have a basic understanding or some understanding, you can better position yourself, your company, whatever you're trying to build, your brand, to kind of go in that direction, right? The point is that this technology is in the first, second, third inning, right, of the game. Very, very beginning. It's like where we had HTML, CSS. Very beginning. Where I see this now is it can change the world. So you might as well jump in the first inning and ride this entire wave out, right? These gold mines happen once in a lifetime. I originally thought it was going to be crypto, which crypto is getting big. I also think Bitcoin and Ethereum will be like the main players. There are a lot of companies that fizzle out in the crypto boom. But I see artificial intelligence being the biggest thing. If you think of it, companies are focusing all their assets and resources on artificial intelligence. So if you're in school right now, learn about AI, right? Learn about coding, Python, whatever it may be to learn about AI. You may not have to become a great software engineer in the future to get in this AI world. You can focus on the marketing, you can focus on the operations, you You can focus on the business strategy, the consultation side of things if you want to learn about artificial intelligence. But do your best to focus on that. And the way I like to compare it is that Warren Buffett, widely seen as our world's greatest investor, was at Columbia Business School. He said he had a colleague who was extremely smart, very, very smart. And the thing about his colleague is that they chose two different boats, right? His colleague during that time was very into steel. He was into the steel industry because during that time when Warren Buffett was growing up, a lot of people were going to the steel industry. Warren chose to go into the investing industry. And the steel industry was huge at the time. Warren thought this individual was much smarter than him, but fast forward a few years, 60, 70 years from now, steel isn't as big as it was back then, right? So Warren chose to stay investing in finance, and he became the world's greatest investor and billionaire, right? So choose your boat widely. Right now I'm telling you, artificial intelligence is that boat. All the largest tech companies in Silicon Valley, right? There's more to the world than just Silicon Valley, but a lot of the innovation does happen in the Bay Area and Silicon Valley. They're all focusing on artificial intelligence. So, if you're able to learn about the tools, right? Like ChatGPT, like Bard, and you're able to build on part of that, you will become very, very successful in your career or whatever you choose to do in your life. Bard is very good with searching up and creating apps, features on the Google Marketplace right now, right? The way it works is it's a large language model. And this is my basic understanding. I will get better at this, but this is what I'm learning now. Is that whenever you input something into the AI or the ChatGPT or Bard, it tries to predict the next thing you're trying to do, right? So that's the way it's working. It's like it works on a large data set, and these large data sets, they try and predict your next thing, right? So say like, who is Tom Cruise's mother? It will predict what it's gonna be, right? So you ask it, who's Tom Cruise's mother? It will give you the name of Tom Cruise's mother, right? It's working largely on a prediction basis right now. And in order for it to do that, it needs to be trained on large data sets, right? These large data sets have to have quality data. Right now, Meta, the company owned by Mark Zuckerberg, posted Llama 2, right? Where it's like a large data set that you can use to build your AI, right? The importance of these data sets is that it needs to be clean data, where if you basically put crap in, you get crap out. So these data sets need to be labeled and cleaned up properly. Right now, the company leading the way on that is Scale AI and Alexander Wang. Alexander Wang, his company, makes sure that people sift through these data sets to make sure this data is clean, make sure it's good, and allows them to have clean data for those large language models, right? So in order to fine-tune or train these large language models, you need to have GPUs, powerful computers, to do this, right? And this costs hundreds of millions, billions of dollars to do. So the company leading the charge on these GPUs is NVIDIA, right? Most of NVIDIA's warehouses or manufacturing plants are in Taiwan. The founder of NVIDIA is Taiwanese, came from Taiwan, Oregon State, got his master's at Stanford, built AI, or NVIDIA, to kind of be one of the leaders in this artificial intelligence race, right? So here are your main factors, your players, right? Scale AI, cleans up the data for you. NVIDIA uses the GPU chips you need to in order for companies like Google Bard and ChatGPT to run their AI basically companies. And AI is being the user interface that you're actually seeing from customers, from us, from B2C, is ChatGPT, which is from OpenAI and Bard and Google. So that's how it kind of works, right? So these are your major players in the AI game, right? And if you're a company or you're like a person, like, what's important for you is ChatGPT as well as Bard, because those are the two main things that you'll be using for your for artificial intelligence, right? Right now, ChatGPT posted GPT-4, and you can use it to build custom GPTs. Also, you're able to upload documents to GPT-4, have ChatGPT analyze these documents, and kind of create analysis for you. That's where I've been using it right now, right? And it's been great for developing business plans, for helping with like research, helping with code, building applications, often. Google, really good with similar things to ChatGPT, but you cannot yet upload documentation, have it analyze it, things of that nature. ChatGPT has something called DALL-E. DALL-E is an image generating AI where you give it a prompt, and the prompt you give it will be able to create whatever you need to create. A business idea here is that prompts are the biggest thing now in order for you to create whatever you need to create. So say you want to create like a fish with 3 arms flying over the Golden Gate Bridge. You prompt that, you input that prompt into DALL-E, which is in ChatGPT 4, and it will create the image for you, right? So what I'm trying to say is, the better you get at prompting right now, the better you can utilize these tools. So one thing you can do if you want to start a business, start a YouTube channel, whatever it may be, is you just get good at prompts, creating prompts for ChatGPT and Bard, right? The more articulate you can make something, the more articulate you can create a prompt, the better the output you will get for whatever you're trying to create, right? So that's one thing you can look at, getting better at prompts. Whether you're a marketer for your business and you create a prompt for any marketing material you're trying to create, or you're trying to create a prompt for ChatGPT and teaching it how to analyze something, right? That's what's fascinating about ChatGPT and Bard when it comes to creating
In 1
prompts.
mile, keep left to stay on Interstate 5 north towards Santa Ana, Newport Beach.
I really think that when it comes to learning artificial intelligence, you should probably learn Python, right? Just some code, so that way you understand how coding kind of works. And Python's like the main language using by ChatGPT. I don't think you need to go back to school to get a master's to learn artificial intelligence. Why do I say this? Right? Because I come from more so a business background. My knowledge in artificial intelligence is largely through YouTube, through Twitter, through Google, through talking to ChatGPT, to talking to Bard.
Now keep left to stay on Interstate
And the reason
5
I
north.
say you don't need to go back to school to get a master's, like you don't need to go back to Stanford, you don't need to go back to MIT, you don't need to go to like your community college, whatever it may be, to learn AI, because the reason I say this is because the field of artificial intelligence is growing so fast. In the sense that schools cannot create curriculum fast enough to match the marketplace. When you go to school as a computer science major, you learn about data structure algorithms, you learn about C, you learn about, sometimes teachers, they have Python, you learn about all these things about computers. But the rate of innovation right now, in this point in time, is so fast, where schools cannot implement new classes, new curriculum on AI quicker than you can learn on Google, on ChatGPT, on Bard, whatever it may be. So if you really want to stay up to date with this technology, your best bet is just to be on YouTube all the time, on Google all the time, on ChatGPT all the time, on the news all the time. So you're up to date with these technologies that these companies are developing and posting. At Google, a lot of the technology we built is happening so fast and at a rapid pace of innovation. And the way you learn about these technologies was just through internal documentation. It was through building on your own, on your free time, going to work, working with smart people, and just kind of learning what everyone's building. And then the people where you learn the most from were the people who marketed themselves the most, right? So a lot of times people do these great things and no one will know about it because no one marketed it themselves, right? So the reason I post on this channel is so you guys are more aware of what's happening in the world, right? Right now I feel like AI, there's a few YouTubers, there's a few articles, but not a lot of information. Basically the supply is less than the demand, right? So there's a ton of demand, people want to learn about AI, but a lot of people don't know what to do about it, right? A lot of people don't know that there is this new AI technology that we need to learn about. There is this new AI that we want to kind of be more aware of, but we don't know about it yet. So my hope is to keep posting for you guys about artificial intelligence, right? Currently, I'm at UCLA right now doing a master's in business administration, right? UCLA, one of the world's largest and most famous universities, known for basketball, known for great academics, right? It's not your MIT, it's not your Stanford, it's not your Cal Berkeley that's focused heavily on engineering, but there are a lot of great minds who came from this school, and there's a lot of great minds who are focused on artificial intelligence as well. So I am feeling like I am a kind of part of it. We have the Silicon Beach, where a lot of the large tech companies in Southern California are located. So we are also at the heart of innovation, right? And the way I'm seeing it is that a lot of my professors at business school, they don't know much about AI because it's so brand new. I'm taking law classes, and a lot of these lawyers are in the heart of intellectual property because we're here in Los Angeles. And we don't know yet how AI is going to affect the industry. So there's a huge marketplace for consultants or people who understand AI to come on board and teach about artificial intelligence to these law firms, to these entertainment industry companies, right? Because a lot of this data, they don't know who owns it, right? So that's what we're starting to find out. And it's important that you stay ahead of these trends, because one day, a lot of this AI stuff is going to go affect you. It's going to go into Washington. It's going to go into legislation. And it's important you understand where the industry is going. Because I firmly believe this, that the rate of innovation is outpacing legislation in Washington, in Capitol Hill. So it's very important for you to stay up to date to this. And if you're trying to start a business, learn as much as you can about artificial intelligence, because it's going to help your business so much. Okay? So with that being said, if you're early in your career, if you're in the middle of your career, if you're just trying to constantly learn, my best advice for you is to, and you're interested in this artificial intelligence sector, go on places like Coursera, YouTube, learn about AI, and you don't need to be highly technical, but just learn enough about it to understand. So that way when you're in the room with people who are very concentrated on artificial intelligence, you will be able to understand some of it and hopefully articulate it, right? And if you're early in your career, or you're in your career and you want to become affluent or jump on something very successful, find a rocket ship that's taking off and just get any seat you can, right? And I can say this firmly because I've worked at big companies, like at Google, at Meta, right? They pay very well, but there's so many times you get lost in the cog and just be like a cog in the machine, right? Like you can jump on Google, work on some product that's internal facing and doesn't really have an impact, you don't really learn much. But if you go on a company like Scale AI or ChatGPT or OpenAI and you get an impactful role or just any role in general, you're on the rocket ship that will change the world. And that is going to be really important because if you're able to get in these technologies like artificial intelligence early and start and become a major player, learn about it, you can change the world and you can become very affluent in it, right? So it's like, imagine joining Google, Microsoft early in its infancy. That's essentially what's happening if you join a company like Scale AI, OpenAI, and there's going to be more AI companies coming on board. We just don't know who they are. But if you put yourself in that direction to get lucky, to become successful, like just trying to jump on that, learning as much as you can about AI, things will always work out for you, right? I was listening to Nick Bosa of the 49ers, Defensive Player of the Year, 23, 24 years old, $200 million contract, and Eric Armstead as well on their podcast. And they said just never doubt the work, right? There are going to be times you're grinding, hoping something's going to happen, and you're going to doubt yourself that, ooh, is this worth it, right? Because there's always going to be no certain outcome. But if you're doing the right thing, putting the work in, never doubt it. It's going to work. It's going to pay dividends. You may not see it from a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, but eventually it's going to work out. It's going to pop off. And that's my hope from this channel is that everything I learned from AI will be used to help you guys learn and create the better life for yourself, better life for society, and it will also help me put my mind onto the internet and give you my examinations so that way what I learn can help everyone else as well. So never doubt the work you put in. If it's for artificial intelligence, if it's for something like sports, whatever you care about in this world, it's important for you to find it. Don't ever doubt yourself, because it's always going to work out. I promise you. Okay? That being said, Jello family, I really appreciate you guys taking the 30 minutes to watch this entire video. It means a lot if you're here this entire time. I appreciate you, care about you, and thank you so much for watching this video. I definitely will post more about my thoughts on AI. I've been learning a ton about large language models, artificial intelligence, and just want to post my thoughts on how artificial intelligence will affect the business world, because it's ever changing. It truly is ever changing. So thank you guys for watching this episode of the podcast on my thoughts on the future of artificial intelligence. I will continue to post daily, and I appreciate you guys so much. Jello family, thank you so much. Have an amazing day.